So, we're gonna go into the Extreme Class mission for the Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken fight. This is stage 3 of the Supreme Battle Spectacle. Now, this mission has you having to build a full Extreme Class team of every type, right? So you need to have an Extreme AGL, Tech, Int, STR, and Physical character on the team. I know a lot of people probably won't have Broly or the new Golden Frieza, so I'm going to attempt this team build right here. The thing about this fight is that you could actually bring a bunch of attack lowering characters, right? The reason why is because this fight can actually be attack lowered, right? That's why this fight hits really hard. I mean, Blue Kaioken Goku does like what, 2 mil damage? No, closer to like 1.6 1.9 mil damage on a super attack, right? So he's gonna be able to really hit you hard very early on until you can start debuffing this guy. Now we have Fusions of Masu here. Fusions of Masu will actually be a decent option starting forward, even though he's type disadvantage. He does lower attack on his 8 key super attack, and then on top of that he has the 80% damage reduction for the first turn, so he's actually going to be a good option still here in the first few phases until you could start like getting those attack lower like debuffs in here, like with this Frieza who lowers attack by 30%. Omega right here is also lowering attack, right? But this Blue Kaioken Goku, he's a menace. He could super you twice in the turn and everything like that, right? He could do a lot. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So we'll grab this with Frieza. Omega doesn't really have to super attack, but I will grab it anyways. Any extra damage I think would be ideal. I could have kept just Omega on rotation, but we'll see. Okay, so how much does this do? Yeah, so does 258k. That's a lot of damage right there, right? But Fusions of Masu does eat that pretty well because of the 80% reduction. Then now we're going to start getting the debuff with him. I believe Fusions of Masu actually, does he greatly lower attack on his super attack? I have to double check that. We'll see. Just to be sure, let me double check here with Broly's leader skill. And obviously we brought a Broly friend. Broly is going to be really good here, but let's see what Zamasu. He does greatly lower attack, right? So that is a good 50% attack debuff. Frieza is taking a lot more damage than I thought he would, actually. Even with the extra debuff right there. So we should be careful with Frieza. And also, I don't really mind if I have to use items. I think using items is okay. So we'll go ahead and give Golden Frieza this. That will give him the extra buff there. Broly can grab this here. And I think just to be safe, I will use a Senzu Bean here. Again, I mean, the thing about this is that I'm not necessarily trying to no item this stage. I'm trying to go ahead and beat the stage, which, you know, in all fairness, I should have likely just brought a, like, Whis item or something like that instead, especially since we're trying to do this without, like, any other, let's say, like without your own Broly. If you're running your own Broly in the new Golden Frieza, this stage obviously becomes a lot easier because Broly is such a behemoth of a character. And if you're able to get both Brolys together on a rotation, that's just like very disgusting. And again, since dodge is actually disabled in this fight, you can't bring characters like Broly Trio, Tech Caulifla, right? Those characters that'll get like guaranteed dodge are just pretty unrunnable here. Now, what you could also do is, since you don't need the full Extreme Class, like, you don't need the entire team to be Extreme Class, you just need 5 characters on there to be Extreme Class, right? From what I'm understanding based on how this mission is worded, again, because you want to go ahead and just run all those types of the Extreme Class units on the team. Hopefully, he doesn't super this Rose. Okay, we're fine. See, Rose here is taking double-digit damage. Now, the thing about Int Goku Black here is that Int Goku Black will get a lot of debuffs here. Now, Fusions of Masu actually will also have big bad bosses, so this is helpful. Again, let me get the debuff here with you. I'll grab this with you, and then Frieza can get this other debuff. Again, he probably has a 20% debuff for 2 turns by attacking the enemy. So that's going to be useful, and again, he'll slowly stack up over time. Goku Black could potentially be a really good character here because of the fact that he will be able to get like a, let's say, a triple super, right? 555k is a lot of damage there. So as long as Goku Black is able to start getting like some triple super attacks in here, or like even a quad super attack, that could be really good because he needs to stack up his defense pretty fast. And we'll see what happens here. There's 1, That's the second super attack. So he gets 2 additionals that have a high chance to become a super when facing in a super class enemy, right? I said extreme class, right? But these super attacks are going to be quite important for him to get. Nice. Okay, see, we got lucky here. I think with the amount of attack lowering that he's getting here, plus the amount of stacks he's getting, we should be fine to eat these normals, is what I'm thinking here. Perfect. A quad super is really good. I think we're good. And Frieza himself should also be fine right there. Again, this is kind of like a... You can say this is like a janky team setup, but yeah, okay, now we're taking double digits. As long as Frieza doesn't get supered here by Blue Kaioken, we're actually just fine. And Broly will be able to get his domain out the next fight after, huh? Okay, that could be good. No, I think we're dead. Frieza does not live this. Dang. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to hop back in with this team, and let me go ahead and bring some better items. We're going to go ahead and try it with this team right here. I think this team could potentially be better suited for this fight, right? And I also brought a different set of items, right? So we'll see how things go. So I think we'll definitely put Golden Frieza actually in the first slot. I think that will work out the best. I don't really care about him getting a lot of keys. We'll do that with Golden Frieza. He only needs to get his 12 key super. We'll do this with you, then we'll let Fusion Zamasu grab these key spheres, and then Fusion Zamasu will be able to get the attack debuff. So yeah, I think this time we should be good to do this. Luckily we got Broly on the first turn, so that means we're going to get his domain ability on turn 5, and hopefully from there he should be able to help finish the fight off. I think that'll be very, very nice. We do have the Super Saiyan 3 Rose. Decided to bring him. He actually does get a passive against Super Saiyan Blue characters, right? When he's actually transformed. And then when he's fighting a Goku, he also gets another additional super. So with all of that in mind, things should be looking very, very good here for sure. So I had to pause the recording real quick, but we're back. So we got the double debuff from Golden Frieza. So Golden Frieza, luckily, again, does lower attack on his 12 key super. Then we're going to get a greatly attack lower from this Zamasu right here. I almost consider bringing physical Zamasu as well. He does actually lower attack and support future Saga allies, but I feel like I actually would rather just have brought the Rose, just so we could potentially get some extra damage in here. Now, the Super Saiyan 3 Rose, let me go ahead and find him. I believe he transforms on just turn 5. It doesn't have to be his turn 5, is that correct? If so, I might actually flow him off. And what I might do is use one of the items that I did bring, which, I did bring a, that Worldwide Celebration support item. You're actually able to get that from doing the Bulma event, right? The Bulma event is actually up permanently now, and that Bulma support item event, you're able to get that robot from. So I thought it was like, okay, you know, it's fine to go ahead and do that. You know, it feels like a little bit of a waste to use it here, to be honest. Like, I could put Rose there, but I don't know. I think this is where I would use the item. Even though we have Omega on rotation, there's so much attack debuffs, but I think our defense is just too low from these characters, right? Too many of these characters have too little defense. So let me double check with Rose just before I push him off rotation. The fact that his transformation is turn 5 in general and not just specifically his turn 5. Let me take a look here. Yeah, turn 5 and start a battle. So if I push him off, he'll transform when we get the domain. I will use this robot item. What it does is it delays the enemy's attack by 1 turn, so it just gets rid of this rotation. And then the next turn, the enemy's attack is also lowered by 66%. And my cord is just freaking out today, so let me fix that. Again, I probably don't have to use the item here, but just to be safe, we're going to go ahead and do this. So we have 2 turns of essentially situation we're able to use like a Ghost Usher and then debuff his attack by 66% for the next few turns. We're going to get this Goku Black to get some stacks in, and then he'll start lowering attack as well. So I think from here we should be a-okay. On turn 4, we do have a heal from Bulma's support memory as well. I did bring that Bulma support memory. It does heal us by 40% HP on the 4th turn, or if we fall under a certain amount of HP as well. And then it does give a buff to pure Saiyan allies. So not enemy. I almost said Pure Saiyan enemies, but it does give a buff to Pure Saiyan allies, right, for 2 turns. So Broly will actually get that buff of 10% attack and defense for 2 turns. And since Broly's on the team, we're able to take a full use of that support memory in case we do fall under 40% HP too, right? And again, the idea here is that Broly will just demolish the enemy whilst we go ahead and just like get these other characters to debuff, right? This is like a Broly carry team, and this is the event they don't have Broly. If you do have Broly, it's actually can become a lot easier, right? Rose only supports defensively, so I'm actually gonna go ahead and keep Golden Frieza still. Yeah, even though we have a 66% debuff. I mean, I could just push Golden Frieza off, and then I can get this Rose here, but I think Golden Frieza is probably the smarter move to keep here, so we'll do this. Broly here will kind of, again, continue to demolish. Does get 2 key when attacking, so we don't have to grab full 24 key with him. Just at least 22 key would be fine. Golden Frieza got his attack buff. Ooh, okay, that kind of sucks in the event that Golden Frieza is not going to get the double debuff, but again, for this turn specifically, not the biggest deal. It's only going to hurt next turn, just a little bit, but because we're still going to have Omega, S tier Omega is giving 40% attack debuff. Fusion Zamasu could greatly lower attack again. Into Goku Black could lower attack a couple of times as well. Since he's going to transform next turn, In Goku Black is going to get one of his additional super attacks guaranteed. And then, I believe, for In Goku Black specifically, if I take a look here, the other additional against a super class enemy is also guaranteed, is it not? So he would basically should be getting 2 guaranteed additional supers. No, actually, I'm a liar. It's the additionals. Both of them have a high chance to become a super. Okay, so yeah. He could still get, like a quad super turn, and he will be debuffing. He's still going to be doing all that, and then he's actually also going to be supporting. The best case scenario, Broly, I mean, obviously in general, Broly would take double digits. So, last turn that would have been S tier Omega. And yeah, I don't think we would have had enough attack lower to survive that, to be honest. But maybe we would have, right? Potentially. So, we get the transformation with Int Rose Goku Black here. This is going to be looking very nice. Okay, and we got the Bulma support memory, so that gives a 2-turn buff. How should we do this here? Would it be better for Omega to be in the middle? Does Zamasu get any extra defense? He doesn't. And we could protect Omega like this, because again, Omega cannot live a super. I could also do this, because Int Goku Black probably is the best case like scenario to survive in this specific turn. I wonder if we would. I think for testing purposes, I'm gonna see what happens if we do this. Broly super near the end. Keep in mind that not Broly, Goku super near the end. Keep in mind that Goku can only super attack every 5 actions, is what we call them. They're called actions, right? So every 5 actions, Goku's able to do another super attack. So Goku could super, I believe, and there's a last attack here in slot 1. Can you not do that, Cord? Being really annoying here. Okay, give me... Okay, Goku Black, you're not getting additional supers. One more. That's not ideal. Okay, so Zamasu getting supered. I think he would actually live, because he's also going to lower attack again. He should be able to live here. Just in case, I'm just going to go ahead and do this. So that, just to reset the orb, not the orb, the Elgato right there. Zamasu should be able to live that if he gets supered. And there actually was no super attack at all. Okay. That actually works out just fine. So we get this Super Saiyan 3 Rose to transform into the full power Rose. And this guy will actually be able to do some pretty good damage as well. Then we can get Broly's domain. So yeah, we're actually just looking very good here. Let's go ahead and use Broly's domain, and we might even finish the fight in this turn. So Broly will get his domain here. That does buff a good majority of the team actually. So Broly's domain ability does give extreme class allies 4 ki, and then he gives them 10% attack and defense, and then if they're an explosion of anger or movie bosses, they also get another 10%. I don't think that this Rose gets the Explosion of Rage category, right? I think the only Goku Black that's on the Exploding Rage category is the existing, what's his face? It's the, I forgot his name. The only Rose that gets the Exploding Rage is the STR Rose. And then obviously the Fusion Zamasu. But yeah, this guy does not have Exploding Rage, this Goku Black, but he should be fine here. Still getting the 10% buff. And then on top of that, we do also want to keep in mind that Rose is going to get a lot of these extra supers here, which is going to be nice. But Broly's also giving 10% attack and defense. Like, well, he does 10% more damage. Makes, I can't even speak. All superclass enemies will take 10% more attack and defense, right? Or just damage received. Yeah, I'm really dumb. Okay, that's fine. Broly obviously eats that very well. And then now this Broly's doing a 20 million attack stat. He should be able to do basically like a bunch of guaranteed additionals. But yeah, Broly here will be supporting the entire team for 10%, like I said. Then Golden Frieza, Fusion Zamasu, STR Rose will all be getting the additional 10% attack and defense as well. So he's technically supporting those characters for a multiplicative 20% attack and defense. Then Goku's taking just 10% more damage in general. We don't have any superclass allies on the team, so we don't have to worry about superclass allies taking any extra damage. So we're good actually. With the damage that Broly's going to be able to do and with the domain up, there's like, I think very little chance for us to actually die from here anymore. And yeah, dude, look at the damage this Broly's doing here. It's a Broly friend can carry. As long as you're able to get through the first turns, get this Broly out, it's like, he's too good. He's just way too good. Just way too good, right? Sick. Alright, this works pretty well. And then we'll see this Super Saiyan 3 Rose also get some supers here. He's not really necessary, honestly, but if you have him, he's really good. Again, there are other sub options you could use that'll work out just fine. Because, yeah, he's going to be raising his attack. I believe he stacks attack, does he not? He does not stack attack, but he stacks attack in his normal form. But again, he launches another additional attack that has a great chance to become a super attack if there's a Super Saiyan God as his enemy. And he was able to get the last health bar done. And we finished the job here with Golden Frieza, actually. So we're not even getting to the next turn, because Golden Frieza will double super and kill here. Nice. So yeah, we only even had to use one of those items. And honestly, I might not have even had to use it. This probably could have been an item run if I was a little more risky with it. But I think that I just want to get the mission done. I'm not really caring for like this fight specifically. That's kind of more like I guess you could say this is closer to a gimmick fight. It's definitely a hard fight, but you use different, people would probably consider this a quote-unquote gimmick fight, so I don't really care about getting no item myself, whilst I do think this is definitely like a top 5 hardest fight in the game. Because of the attack lowering and stuff, I don't think necessarily it cares much about using items or not using items, so that makes sense, right? If it was like, I don't know, like a Beerus fight, then maybe I would aim to not use items, but this one is just like, you know, you got to be really careful. But I think I could have gotten an item run with this team. Maybe I'll do some attempts off camera and try it, but this is this mission without your own Broly, without the new Golden Frieza. And again, if you have Broly on Golden Frieza, you can make some substitute options for this team. Like you could take that Super Saiyan 3 Rose, get yourself a second Broly, and you link them up together in turn 5, and then you're just like absolutely destroying this character, this Blue Kaioken Goku. Again, the Golden Frieza is a super boss to support. He's invincible for the first few phases. So like, I don't know, you could probably take off, I don't know, even STR Rose, even though he is providing that, I think it's a 25% attack and defense debuff to super class. The Golden Frieza probably will provide more to you. It'll make your Broly's do more damage, the Zamasu will do more damage. So Golden Frieza wouldn't do more damage, right? I actually like Int Rose here. Maybe you want to protect him a little, but if you're not having a good experience with him, take him off as well if you have like that Golden Frieza, or again the I guess the thing with him is that you need an in character. So yeah, you would take him off for like Golden Frieza, and then I guess you could take off, I guess you do need to keep a physical character. I guess you would technically take off Golden Frieza or STR Mega or STR Rose. Probably STR Rose you would take off for Broly if you have him, but I'm done. Let me know what you guys are thinking. A lot of these characters are also old, so that's good. And I'll catch you next time.